because our attendees, this is such a big thing for them.
Yeah.
It's almost like as soon as that event starts, they leave thinking, all right, when is next year? And so it's one of those things where that excitement is just built in, and I love it. Like I said, it's one of those things that sort of touches you and changes you, and so you become, usually once you start volunteering or serving here, it's
volunteer
something
for life.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I would put it too.
Yeah. All right. So it's happening Friday. Tell folks what Starlit Night is.
Okay, Starlit Night is what we've deemed as a prom for special needs individuals. So what we've done is, and we'd love to have every person that we could, but we limited it to about 250 people. They'll be able to come. They've registered, and this year was one of the largest turnarounds. We opened up our registrations on March 1st, and by, I believe, the middle of March, we had 250 people and had to shut off and then start a waiting list. And so the popularity of the event, it's not just an Indiana event, or Indiana people. We have people that come from Allegheny County because of the uniqueness of the concept. There aren't. This is a segment of the population that is often overlooked and don't have these kind of memories, from their youth or even adulthood. There just aren't that many events like this, and so people, catch wind of that idea and they're like, "Oh yeah, we definitely want to be a part of this."
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of what I want to do. So, you have that Grand March. What happens for it, and how can people participate?
Okay, so our attendees will, like I said, will come to Summit Church on Friday afternoon, and we have a registration set up where they'll get flags for their cars to sort of show that they're part of this event. We'll line them up in like a parade format, and I've been fortunate enough to have Sheriff Fyock. Because this is in White Township, I needed the assistance of both the borough police and the sheriff's deputies to be able to get that so that I can get everybody on the road pretty much at the same time and sort of have it come through. Yeah. It won't tie up all of the traffic. It'll be one way pretty much. But we will have, the registration line up, and then at 5:30, they're going to pull out and come towards 6th Street. So they'll come all the way from Summit Church all the way to 6th Street and then turn right and head down towards Mack Park where everything will go. What I need from everybody, and I've been out visiting businesses here in town because it's Friday, 5 o'clock. I want people to just come out of their businesses, for the ones that close or whatever, and line these streets and cheer on our attendees as they're getting ready to have, one of the biggest nights of their year, I'll say as their life. But, we try to do this every year and make them smile and show them love. And that's what what we want to do.
So the ask is not all that great. Come on out and enjoy yourself between 6th and 9th Streets, right?
Well, and the ask is an easy ask. Just, smile, wave a flag, because we'll have folks, I believe, distributing some little flags and things to be able to show people. And it'll be easy to figure out which folks, once the sheriff comes through, which it'll take probably 5 or 10 minutes for him to get here, into downtown. But, everybody will have flashing lights, and it's such a. This part I never see because I'm always, like I said, I coordinate out at Summit. So my goal is to get the parade on the road, and then once it's on the road, I have to get down to Mack Park so I can get to the other end of it. But it is a fantastic event, and I'm so excited. And like I said, give us good weather and get people out here. We don't usually have a ton of issues because people get excited by it. Once they know it's coming, it's like, oh yeah, it does something for me.
With all of these people that are going to be involved in it, how many vehicles are we talking about?
Well, there are party buses, and so I'm going to guess, and I've always set this as my maximum number is about 150.
That's plenty.
Yeah, it's plenty. Like I said, we have 250 people registered that come with a guest, and perhaps it might be a caregiver or something. But some of the group homes, they get their own vehicle that has 8 or 10 people in it, so it's always hard to pinpoint. But last year, I think my manual count was about 137 vehicles. And like I said, it is something that won't take up your whole Friday night and will make you feel like $1 million heading into the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is going to be happening. They'll be traveling through Philadelphia, through downtown Indiana on Philadelphia Street to 6th.
Yes.
Make that right turn and head out toward Mack Park.
Right.
And that's where the prom itself actually takes place.
Exactly. And so what happens is they'll enter that. Normally, I think it's termed as Hospital Road, that the far side of the swimming pool.
Yeah.
You used to be able to go through there. Well, that's now closed off, but it will be open on Friday for our attendees who will parade in. The sheriff will lead them into the backside of the fairgrounds, and then they'll go onto the track, circle around. While they circle through the track, there will be MCs standing in front of the grandstands, but they'll be inside the track area. And they'll be identifying the folks as they're coming through. We'll have paparazzi that are, sitting there cheering on. It's, it's almost like a night in Hollywood, or what you would perceive as a movie opening or something like that.
Sort of a red carpet type of thing.
Exactly. That's the perfect term for it. And that's, we used to use a red carpet, but because of the dirt on the track, keeping that red carpet in decent shape was very difficult.
Well, it's sort of a reddish tint to the track.
Yeah,
so
really.
You'll be okay with that. You'll be okay with that. But then they're in for just a grand night for them. They're going to have a wonderful time. Yeah.
Once we park them, we treat them to dinner. And we have a couple of food trucks that have provided that, we've gotten for them. Like I said, none of this costs them anything. Them and their guests, we're feeding them, I believe it's chicken, French fries, and then we have 3 other food trucks that have treats. There's a group from, I think Hollidaysburg, Brain Freezers. They come with these fantastic snow cones. We have, I think there's cotton candy on another truck. And that's the one thing I'm going to drop. I can't remember what the third. Oh, pretzels and cheese. Yeah,
there you go.
So yes. I mean, it is absolutely hot pretzels and cheese. I mean, how could you go wrong?
So good eats and a wonderful time, great fellowship that will be happening. Summit Church is sort of the genesis of it all.
Yeah.
So that's where it all begins. But you've got a lot of sponsors.
But we couldn't do it without CJ Spatafor and Colonial Motor Mart and Colonial Toyota. They're one of our big sponsors. In First Bank and First Summit Bank also are, main sponsors, along with IRMC, the J.S. Mack Foundation, and then Starfire Corporation, who, as I think most people know over the years, they do fireworks and stuff. We've incorporated fireworks into this event now. That's sort of like a culmination thing. They're not the loud, what I would perceive as July 4th fireworks. They're more, neighborhood friendly. But they, don't go up as high, but give you off a nice, nice display. And they are donating the fireworks this year, which is huge for us. So it's like a 10 or so minute display, and it's sort of the culmination of the end of the evening for everybody.
Yeah. So a wonderful thing. It's a great evening. So beginning at about 5:30 is when you would like people to show up along the
streets.
Yes,
exactly. Yeah, from 9th Street, and actually you can go further up. They're going to be coming all the way from Summit. So say you live, up on 10th Street or 11th Street, just come outside. I'll take any representation we can have. I want to see people cheering all the way. From a downtown standpoint, from 9th to 6th is, where we're sort of focusing our efforts, because that'll be the most amount of people that we envision being able to do it. We'll have, there'll be some music set up at IRMC Park. They'll have a little, playlist going to get people in the mood prior to 5:30. But like I said, between maybe 5 or 10 minutes, they'll see people. And like I said, they should be through by 6 p.m. So we're so excited and we're so blessed. And again, we want to thank the folks that make this happen, because we have a ton of volunteers. It's our team's over 200
Wow.
Yeah, it is, and actually, we always say we could use more. It's one of those things where you get, how many people it takes to pull off something like this, and some of the jobs, there's no job that's not important. We have people that they're serving our guests because we want to treat them like they're not just the red carpet, but they're the stars of the show for the evening. So we have people that are, going to be dressed up in, not a tux top, but almost like a white shirt and black pants to be able to serve and stuff like that. So we're so blessed with, people who have a heart, and I'll say a heart for God, because that's what we're trying to do, is just love on these folks, and create, a super memory.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so starlitnight.org if you want any information on it, and it's just how it's spelled, starlitnight.org. It's Friday. I'd like you to come out at about 5:30 along the street, watch the parade, and get your cheering hats on, because there's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you. We are so excited. Like I said, the only thing, and we'll take any extra prayers we can for some nice weather, no thunderstorms, no storms at all if we can get by.
There you go. Thanks, Trav.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.